After he lost his job, I took over everything: bills, groceries, even his car insurance. He said he needed time to work on himself. One day I got curious and checked our credit card statement. He spent $800 at a hotel. I waited until he got home and asked who it was with. He just said, "She makes me feel like a man again." I packed a bag. And right before I walked out, I handed him an envelope that would break him. I'm 34. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. I used to be married to Travis. We were together for 8 years. Married for 5. I'm a high school math teacher. Not rich, not flashy, but I've always had a steady job. I budget, I plan, I take care of things. Travis used to be in IT. He worked for a decent mid-sized company that handled data security for hospitals. We met at a car show. He had a silver '08 Mustang. I had a Corolla with a busted AC, didn't matter. He liked that I was normal and low maintenance. I liked that he had energy and knew how to talk to people. I wasn't outgoing like him. He filled in my quiet spots. We got married in 2017. Bought a small house outside the city. He made more than me, but we split everything. I took care of groceries and utilities. He did the mortgage and car payments. We had a good routine. Until last year. In April, he came home with a cardboard box and a blank look. Said they laid off his whole department. I believed him. The economy was rough. I hugged him and told him we'd be okay. He cried that night. I held him until he fell asleep. The first month, he acted normal. Updated his resume, applied to a few places, cooked dinner sometimes. We had breakfast together. We talked about how this might be a good time to recenter. He wanted to maybe go back to school, maybe even start his own business. Then June came. Then July. He stopped getting out of bed. He started gaming until 4 a.m. and sleeping until noon. Said he was mentally drained. Said he was trying to figure out what really mattered. I picked up summer school hours and took 2 tutoring jobs. I stopped buying anything for myself. Every paycheck went to the house, both car insurances, groceries, his subscriptions, his credit card. When I asked if he applied to jobs, he got annoyed. I'm not just gonna jump into another soulless office gig. You don't get it. You've always had easy jobs. I need time to be a person again. One day I came home and found him on the couch watching Twitch with a bag of chips on his stomach. Dishes in the sink. Dog poop on the back patio. I looked around and thought, this is not the man I married. I told him I was tired. That I was drowning. He snapped. You act like you're some hero because you work. I've paid more than you ever did for years. Now I'm down and you're throwing it in my face? I shut up. I stopped talking about money. I just kept working. I stopped eating lunch so I could afford to pay the electric. My car was 2 months overdue for an oil change, but I didn't have the time or energy. Then one night I was going through our credit card statements. I hadn't looked in a while. I just kept paying the balance because he said he'd cut down. There it was. Hotel Vista, $812.49 a Thursday. I remember that day. I had a half-day training and came home around 1 p.m. Found him asleep on the couch. He didn't hear me come in. When he woke up, he said he had a migraine. But that charge was from that day. And not just that. There were 3 Uber rides. 2 DoorDash charges delivered to the hotel. And a $63 purchase at Victoria's Secret. I stared at the screen for a long time. I didn't cry. I just got cold. I waited until Saturday. I knew he was going out. He said he was going to clear his head. I sat on the couch and waited. He came home around 11:30 p.m. reeked of weed and Axe. Smiling like nothing mattered. I stood up and showed him the phone. Who's she? He looked at it, then at me. No guilt. No panic. She makes me feel like a man again. That's what he said. That sentence will never leave my head. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I nodded. Walked past him. Packed a bag. Grabbed the manila envelope I'd kept hidden in the drawer. Put it in his hands. Read this, I said. And I walked out. Inside the envelope, divorce papers. Filed Friday. Based on adultery and financial abandonment. A full list of shared expenses I'd paid for the last 6 months. Printouts of his credit card charges. A USB drive with photos from the private investigator I'd hired 2 weeks ago. A formal letter from my lawyer stating he had 30 days to vacate the house. He didn't know I'd been documenting everything. He didn't know I opened a new bank account in my name and moved my direct deposit. He didn't know I'd hired a PI because I saw the same Uber route pop up twice in a week and it didn't lead to any job interview. He didn't know I'd been quietly preparing to leave the moment I had proof. And now he had all of it in his hands. He didn't call that night. I thought he would. I had my phone next to me, charged, silent, but nothing. Just sat on my sister's couch, wide awake, waiting for something. Next morning, I got a text. Wow. Cold. You didn't have to nuke my life. That was it. Not, I'm sorry. Not, can we talk? Just blame. I didn't reply. 3 days later, I got a call from my lawyer. Travis hadn't responded to the divorce filing. Not officially. But he tried to dispute the financial breakdown, claimed I exaggerated what I paid. That's when I dropped the first twist. My lawyer submitted a spreadsheet. 6 months of itemized bank records, utilities, card payments, even Venmo transfers from my personal account to cover his bar tabs and fast food. Every receipt. Every transaction logged. My lawyer said it was one of the cleanest breakdowns she'd seen. We also submitted the PI's report, 22 high-res photos of Travis meeting a woman in hotel parking lots, kissing her in a Walmart parking lot, even one where he was holding lingerie in a shopping bag outside her apartment. Then the real hit, we subpoenaed the hotel. They gave us security footage. Travis didn't know we could do that. When he realized how deep I'd gone, he lost it. He started texting me constantly. Angry, desperate. One night he sent 14 messages in a row. One said, "You're seriously ruining my future just because I needed someone to talk to." Another said, "I gave you the best years of my life. You're AF*ing monster." I forwarded it all to my lawyer. She filed for a restraining order the next day. He still refused to leave the house. Said he had rights. Wrong. His name was on the deed, but I had documented financial abandonment and abuse. The court sided with me. The judge gave him 21 days to move out or face civil penalties. That's when he tried to scare me. He posted a picture on Facebook of himself standing in the driveway holding a bat with the caption, "Try kicking me out. Let's see what happens." I screenshotted it and sent it to my lawyer and the court. The police showed up the next morning. They didn't arrest him. But they gave him a very serious warning. One more move like that, and he'd be spending the night in jail. His online meltdown didn't stop there. He started posting long rants, saying I'd abandoned him, that I was emotionally abusive, and that I was trying to ruin him financially. Some people commented with, "Stay strong, King." But a few of our old friends saw through it and DM'd me privately to check in. One of them, a guy named Rob who used to work with Travis, sent me something big. A screenshot of Travis bragging in a Discord server months ago. He'd said, "My wife's too busy playing teacher to notice I've been seeing this girl in Oak Ridge. She's way hotter. I'm not going back to work until I figure out how to leave without paying alimony." That sentence changed everything. We printed it. Had it notarized. My lawyer filed it as evidence of premeditated financial manipulation. Now I wasn't just going after the house. I was going after spousal support, back pay for 6 months of expenses, and damages. A week before the move-out deadline, he finally packed up and left. He didn't tell me. He just sent a photo of the empty living room with the words, "Hope it was worth it." He left garbage everywhere. Ripped the shower curtain. Poured bleach on the carpet. Wrote "liar" on the bathroom mirror in what looked like ketchup. I took pictures of it all. Filed for damages. Another court date added. I hired a cleaning crew and a locksmith. Changed the locks. Replaced everything. Tossed his old clothes into a donation bin. Then I listed the house. Within 3 days, I had 2 offers over asking price. But I wasn't done yet. Because remember that woman from the hotel? I'd done some digging. Her name was Janelle. I found her Instagram. Then her Facebook. And then her husband's Facebook. Yes. Husband. I sent him a message. I didn't go into detail. I just said, "I think your wife may have been meeting up with my husband at Hotel Vista on July 13th, thought you should know. If you want photos, I have them." He responded an hour later, "Send everything." He was calm. Too calm. Then he told me something that made my blood go cold. She told me she was out of town with her mom that weekend. Thank you. The next night, Janelle messaged me. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I didn't respond. A week later, Travis texted me from a new number. "You got me jumped. You're insane." I ignored it. I didn't get him jumped. But her husband was a former Marine who now worked private security. I'm guessing he handled it. I thought it would quiet down after he moved out. I was wrong. 3 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail from the Tennessee Department of Revenue. Travis hadn't paid income taxes in 2 years. But the thing is, we filed jointly last year, before I knew anything. Which meant now I was on the hook unless I proved the income discrepancy was his alone. He'd cashed out part of his 401k without telling me. Didn't report it. Spent it on hotels, DoorDash, new headphones, gaming stuff. That's when I started unraveling just how deep the lies went. He hadn't just stopped working. He was draining our future while I held the line. I paid for a CPA to sort it all out and had to file an innocent spouse relief request with the IRS and the state. It took weeks. Paperwork. Phone calls. Proof. Every time I saw his name, I wanted to throw something. Meanwhile, I got a call from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It was his mom. She said, "I don't want to get involved, but Travis is sleeping in his car now. If there's anything you can do." I deleted it. A week after that, I saw a GoFundMe going around, his name on it. Just need a little help getting back on my feet. Hard times. Trying to rebuild after a rough year. He didn't mention the cheating. Or the $800 hotel. Or the house he trashed. Just made it sound like he was a victim of layoffs and a bitter ex. He raised $146 before someone flagged it and it got taken down. Guess who flagged it? Not me. Janelle's ex-husband. He and I had been quietly messaging. Not friends. Just aligned. Turns out Janelle had lied to him for almost a year. Told him she was going to therapy. Meanwhile, she and Travis were renting hotel rooms and texting non-stop. And here's the kicker, Travis had promised her he was leaving me for her. Said he'd use my teacher money to float both of them for a while. She didn't know I'd cut him off completely. She found out after he showed up at her apartment with a duffel bag and nowhere to go. Her husband had already filed for divorce. She lost her car because it was in his name. She tried to move in with her sister, but her sister had 3 kids and no patience. So Travis and Janelle ended up in a Motel 6 off the interstate. I found out because someone sent me a photo of them screaming at each other in the parking lot, surrounded by bags. She was throwing his clothes in the bushes. Meanwhile, my life was slowly getting better. The house sale went through. I made a profit. Bought a smaller place with a home office and a yard for my dog. I went to court again, this time for damages to the old house. Won that too. The judge ordered Travis to pay $6,100 in repairs and fees. He didn't show up to court. So now it's on his record. That same week, I got an email from a woman I didn't know. Her name was Cassie. She said, "Hey. I don't know if this is weird, but I think I dated your ex last year. And I didn't know he was married." She attached screenshots. Texts from Travis saying he was in a bad marriage, that I controlled the money, and that I never touched him anymore. He told her he was saving up to leave. That he just needed a little more time to escape. She dumped him after he blew off her birthday dinner. And apparently, she wasn't the only one. Between the PI's folder, Cassie's texts, and another anonymous message I got from someone named Bree, yes, a third woman, it turns out Travis had been on at least 4 dating apps the whole time he was working on himself. He wasn't just cheating with Janelle. He was running a full schedule. But here's the final twist, for now. Last week, a letter came in the mail addressed to both of us. From a collection agency. Travis had defaulted on a personal loan he secretly took out during our marriage, in both our names. $12,000. I don't know how he forged my signature, but the account had my social security number on it. My lawyer's already on it. We're filing for fraud. I've already frozen my credit and reported the identity theft. He's going to court again. This time for criminal charges. After everything, every lie, every charge, every woman. I didn't think there was much left he could do to me. But that fake loan in my name changed everything. I was done waiting for karma. I was going to be it. My lawyer helped me report the fraud to the police. Travis had forged my signature on a personal loan right before he stopped working. Used an old copy of my ID from when we applied for our mortgage. He took out $12,000 and spent it all. Mostly on fast food, hotel stays, video games, and one very expensive tattoo of a wolf on his forearm. I saw it on Facebook. It looked infected. The loan company started a fraud investigation. They froze the account. My credit got temporarily dinged, but it would be cleared once they verified the signature wasn't mine. Meanwhile, my lawyer filed charges. Fraud. Forgery. Identity theft. Because it wasn't just civil court anymore, it was criminal now. Travis got arrested at a gas station in Loudoun County while trying to buy beer and a pack of cigarettes. I didn't find out from the cops. I found out from Facebook. His mugshot was everywhere. It hit the local page with the caption, "Man arrested for defrauding ex-wife, now faces felony charges." I didn't laugh. I didn't cry. I felt relief. The court case dragged on for 4 months. He tried to plead down. Claimed he didn't know it was illegal to sign for a spouse. The prosecutor laughed. They had video of him walking into a CheckSmart loan office with fake documents. He ended up taking a plea deal. 18 months probation, 300 hours community service, full restitution, and a felony on his record. He owes me every penny of that $12,000. The judge made it clear, if he misses one payment, he goes to jail. I get $150 deposited into my account on the 1st of every month. Not much. But I don't even spend it. I keep every payment in a separate account labeled Freedom Fund. But it doesn't stop there. Remember Janelle? After she dumped him at the motel, she moved back in with her mom in Kingsport. She was never charged with anything, but her name got dragged through court transcripts. Her job at a dental office found out. She got let go. Not for cheating, but for lying about why she needed time off. HR got a copy of the police report somehow. Not from me. Her ex-husband? He kept the house, the car, and got full custody of their 2 kids. I don't think she sees them anymore. As for Travis? He's working at an Amazon warehouse. Night shift. I know because I got a letter from the court saying his wages are being garnished to repay the loan. He drives a rusted-out Ford Focus now. The Mustang got repoed. I got a call 2 weeks ago from his old friend Rob, the one who warned me in the beginning. Rob said, he's sleeping on someone's couch again. Still blaming you for everything. Of course he is. But here's where it comes full circle. This month, I got approved for a new job. I'm leaving the classroom after 11 years. I'll be teaching math part-time and serving as a curriculum advisor for the state. Double the pay, half the hours. I bought myself a new car. Not fancy, just one I chose myself. No more waiting for anyone to come through. The day I picked it up, I drove past Hotel Vista. That same hotel where he spent $800 to cheat on me. I pulled into the lot. Parked. Sat there for a minute. Not crying. Not angry. Just calm. I pulled a piece of paper out of my glove box. One of the old receipts from the PI's report. The original charge. The hotel stay. I walked it inside. Asked the manager if she could stamp it void. She did. Then I drove to a bridge over the Tennessee River and let it go. The wind took it. Just like him. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I stayed longer than I should have. I believed in someone who didn't deserve it. I tried to fix what wasn't mine to fix. That's on me. But I'm not ashamed anymore. Because I didn't just survive him, I buried him. Not with fire. Not with hate. With evidence. With planning. With truth. He had every chance to fix things. And every time, he chose to lie. So I chose to leave. And then I chose to finish it.